How many people have been on a plane with a screaming baby? Yeah? Why are we cheering for that? I don't know. All right. This is just not a fun experience. Whenever I think of this, I think of you remember in the second Harry Potter movie, those mandrake plants? And instead of roots, there was just a squalling baby underneath. And I think if you heard it, crying, you'd die. I think, wasn't that what happened? I know it's not exactly the same, but I always think of this because whenever, I generally tend to live through hearing a baby scream, but there's always a part of me inside that wishes I was dead whenever that is going on. I don't know if I share that with anybody else. But anyway, this happened to me lately. I was flying back out here to Utah, and there was a crying baby the entire flight. So after it's over, we're all sitting in the jet bridge, waiting for our carry-on bags. And of course, last to come out is the parents and this little, 2-year-old girl. And you could tell she was the one who was crying. And in these situations, I generally tend to have more tolerance and compassion towards small children. I don't know where those qualities vanished to at that moment in my life, but they were completely gone, out of the park. Because I remember looking at this baby, I was just mean. Like, I would just remember looking and going like, what are you? Like, look at yourself, you're ridiculous. Like, those legs, you could kick a soccer ball, what, like 2 feet? Like, what are you, a baby? I was like, oh my gosh, it is a baby. Like, what am I doing? And remember, I did make a point to look around the entire jet bridge though, and everybody, and I do mean everybody, men, women, teenagers, other babies, were looking at this baby with a look of utter disdain and disgust, same as I had. And it was a little disturbing, I'll admit, but at the same time, it was somewhat magical, do you know what I mean? Because I had never met these people before, and yet we were united in a common cause. It wasn't hatred of this baby, but it was a common cause. And I did realize after it was all done that, I hadn't realized this before, but children do have the power to inspire humanity to unite under one banner. The banner just so happens to read, little children are really, really irritating, but hey, like baby steps, right? Yeah? Is that what, yeah? That's the laugh you get from that. I know. It's one of those comedians. So, how many of you guys have ever been at a restaurant and you are so ravenously hungry that you do not know what you want to eat? You can't decide. You know what I'm saying? That's happened to me a lot, and I was thinking about it the other day, and I realized that it's an absolutely perfect metaphor for being single. Yeah, because... There we go. Takes a while. Because whether you're thinking, ooh, I don't know, should I go with something I've already had before? Should I try something new? Should I try my luck with something really, really hot this time? See how that works out? That seems like a good idea. You can't make up your mind, and you end up asking your friends and family, who are with you, just like, what do I do? How do I decide? And it's always, the advice is always the same. It's always, well, what do you want? That's useless advice. Have you seen with what I'm dealing with? I want everything on the menu. I want it all. Unfortunately, since it's not 1862, I can't have it all, can I? I have to choose one. Stick with it. And for that reason, I think this advice should be changed. I don't think it should be, what do you want? I think it should be, what are you okay living your life without? What would you be all right with yourself saying, you know what, I don't need that. I'm all right, I can leave that by the side, and I'll still be happy with myself. Because whether you're at a restaurant or a ward social, you might go there saying, oh, I don't know, I think I might want something a little bit, something rich tonight. That might be a good idea. But a little voice inside says, I don't know, 5 or 10 years down the road, you're going to wish you went with the low-fat option. It's funny because restaurants have actually attempted to solve this problem by putting a plate of bread on every table. And you're not at the restaurant for bread. You don't even necessarily want the bread, but you're hungry, you haven't made a decision, so you take a piece of bread. And I was thinking to myself, it's such a shame, isn't it, that the relationship industry doesn't have anything that's an exact metaphor for taking that piece of bread with no commitment. Oh, hold on, yes there is. It's called Nutty Crunch Mulberry Organic Bread, or NCMO bread for short. You know what I'm talking about, guys. Who here's been a piece of bread? Raise the hands. Let's hear it. Who's been the bread? Yeah. There we go. I know who just said that, and fits right in. But it's interesting because being the bread, as good as it may be, is a little complicated, isn't it? Especially when you don't know that you're the bread. You think you're something more. You think maybe I'm a major part of this whole operation. You're not even the appetizer. You're just the bread. You're just bread. And you miss all the signs too. That's the thing, is like, you're kind of just going with it. Like, yeah, like put some butter on me, that's okay. Like, I'll go with that. And then 3 weeks later, you're totally blindsided. Like, wait, I thought you were buttering the noodles. I thought it was the pasta. You mean I'm not the entree? He's the entree? You think I'm bread? Do I look like bread to you? I do look like bread. I hate you so much! We've all been there, guys. Less food terms involved, usually, but we've all been there. How many TV fans do we have in here tonight? Well, what TV shows do we watch? Jump up. Breaking Bad. Nashville. All right, we got a couple. I love TV. I love TV. But the one thing I don't like about TV is the people that run the TV networks, because to me, they always seem like the sort of people who will go to a little child and derive some sort of sick pleasure from taking a big lollipop away from it and then just giving it like a stick of celery or a Brussels sprout and then acting all surprised when it's like crying and really, really sad. And this year was NBC. NBC did it to me. And there I was sitting minding my business, and NBC sits down and goes, "Hey Alex, you enjoying Community over there? Alrighty, let's take that and put it, you can have it back in February or something maybe, but how about Dads with Kids? That sounds like fun, doesn't it? There's these dads with their kids, that sounds like fun. Oh, you don't like that? Okay, how about Animal Practice? Yeah? So, like The Office, but with animals in the office? That sounds like it works, doesn't it? Yeah, that's a good idea. I don't, okay, how about Whitney? What is Whitney about? Anybody know? I don't know. Oh, I'm sorry you're so sad. I'm gonna go now. It's so true though. Doesn't this happen every single year? Am I right? Yeah. Thank you. And so coming up to the show, which is based around the food drive, I kind of had this on the mind. I was driving my car the other day, and I saw this billboard that was kind of pushing the same message, but I realized the advertising team had really just taken a wrong turn, because all that was on there was this big tagline that said, 1 in 6 Americans struggles with hunger. And I just thought, what a wasted opportunity, because instead of making me think I should go donate to help the less fortunate, all I could get in my head was this really awkward image of a guy sitting in a bishop's office, just going, "Bishop, I have to confess, I have a massive problem with hunger. I don't know what's going on. I was at a party, and they started passing around what looked like chicken McNuggets, and then I don't have this under control. And I used to only eat at home by myself every once in a while, but now I'm eating more. I'm eating with friends. I sometimes eat in public places, like football games or movie theaters." And of course, then the bishop would step in and be like, "Well, brother, to start off, I think you learned a valuable lesson. You really shouldn't eat too much bread." Know what I'm talking about? Thanks, guys.